Hello everyone, this is Karim Hasnath from the Department of Finance and Banking, Bangladesh University of Professionals.
And this is Mohammad Al Sharia Hossain from Department of Finance and Banking in Bangladesh University of Professionals.
Now that you have clicked on this video, I assume that you want to learn a thing or two about improving your presentations. So let's begin.
It is important to note that we are not experts of this topic, neither we are master of presentation.
But we will help you as much as we can with our personal experience. So let's start.
Firstly, let me divide the presentation into two segments. First of all, the content, your slides, the content which you are presenting to your audience. Second, the delivery, the way in which you present your content to your audience.
First, let's see at the content part. There is no general rule while preparing slides. We have to take into consideration multiple things like the background and like the text we are using. The text has to be bold, bold, then spacious. You cannot cram many words in there. You need to use proper color.
In the slide, the content should be clear, precise. They should have enough gapping between them, so it is clearly visible from far away. You may ask why. It is because for the teacher to see, because he or she will sit behind the desk, and it will be easier for him or her to see the text. Now about the background should be dark and the text should be light. Because of the darker background, a light text will be easier to see and easy on your eyes also.
Now let us talk about the delivery of your presentation. I have seen many people being more scared of delivering a presentation than attending an exam. So let's get into it, shall we? The first point, the elephant in the room, is stage fright or nervousness. How do I get rid of nervousness? How do I get rid of this stage fright? Well, you never entirely get rid of your nervousness. A sense of nervousness always stays there, no matter how confident and capable you are. But we need to minimize that nervousness and don't let it impact our performance. Nervousness causes two things to happen. First off, you being afraid of making direct eye contact with your audience, and secondly, stuttering during your speeches. I'm going to show you how you can tackle these two problems. First off, let us start with the eye contact. If you're someone who is afraid of making direct eye contact with your audience, simply look over their heads. You can select a place at the end of the back row. Do not look at the back row, but rather behind the back row, and select a spot there and move your eye around, and do not make direct eye contact with the audience, but rather look over their heads. In this way, from the audience's perspective, it will look like you are indeed making eye contact and interacting with the audience. But from your perspective, you will not have to make direct eye contact with your audience, and therefore you will gain more confidence. And after a while, when you are gaining more confidence in your presentations, you can start making regular eye contact with your audience. The second thing that the nervousness causes you to do is stutter while speaking. You go like and so on. So let me give you an example. Bangladesh is the largest growing economy in the Asia Pacific region. The growth rate of economy growth in Bangladesh is 5.5%. See, doesn't sound very good, right? So how can we tackle that? We need to replace the arms with what? Let me say that sentence again, but with a twist. Bangladesh is the fastest growing economy in the Asia Pacific region. The growth rate of Bangladesh's GDP is 5.5%. See, I replaced the arm with silence. It sounds much better, and you will get better over time. So, replace the arms with silence, and your speeches and presentation will sound much better. Another thing you can do to reduce the stuttering is to take help from the slides. If you are lost completely and you don't know what to say, simply look at your slides, take a deep breath and read out the slides, and build from that slide to continue on with your presentation. Now let us move on to the next part, whether I use the script or not. My personal preference, do not go for the script. Because when you are flipping through pages of paper while giving your presentation, you are connecting with your script, not with your slides. But the audience wants to connect with the slides. But if you are yourself not connecting with the slides, then how do you expect your audience to do so? So, my personal choice, do not go for the script. So, how do you handle that situation? Well, use your slides as your script. Build up on that slide, take information from your slide and relay that and connect with your audience. Now, I don't expect you to put every piece of data on your slide. You might need to add a bit when you are giving your presentation. So, you can take small pieces of paper, maybe the size of sticky notes, and write in small handwriting. And when you need to present those, you can simply present those while you are presenting from the pieces of paper. Now let us look at another important point, which is tonality. What is tonality, you might ask? Well, most of the presentations you hear get very boring after a minute or two. Why is that? Because the speakers tend to speak in a very monotonous tone. They do not change their tone, they do not change their voice. When you are speaking, if you are speaking and saying less important things, maybe go faster, it's all right. But when you are saying something important, it's important to take a deep breath and slow down. Slowing down puts emphasis on the words you're saying. And the variation in your rate of speech gives the audience a better connection with yourself. And therefore, they can connect more. And the quality of your presentation gets an enormous jump when you begin to do that. So, use tonality in your presentation. Now that we have looked at the tonality, we now need to look at your body language. Your body language is also important in order to engage with your audience. When you are giving a presentation, you own that stage. So own it. Move around a little. Throw your hands, connect with your audience, connect with your slides. Move around, don't just stand there. It looks very odd. I don't mean that you should walk back and forth, but do some movement, throw your hands around, make some positive gestures, and so on. Now, you have mastered your voice and your body language. But if you do not have something to build upon from your slides, you can't use much of it really. So, keep something interesting in your slides. Doesn't have to be informal, but engaging. Let me tell you one of my stories about a presentation. It was a marketing presentation where I presented the marketing strategies of the smartphone company, Nothing. Well, the slides started with nothing and I proceeded by saying, well, for today's presentation, we have nothing. And the audience looked and there was nothing on the slide. And suddenly, this smartphone appeared out of nowhere with the title, Nothing. And everybody loved it. And it made the audience engage throughout my whole presentation. So, use something like that. It can be of your own choice. Find something, find what suits you, and make the best use of that. I hope this video was helpful for you. I don't know if I could help much. And special thanks to Shahryar. He was the one who made me do this video. And finally, a bit of friendly advice. Most of you who are watching this are university students and you are watching this for your university presentations. Well, when you're presenting at a university classroom, you present in front of your friends. And believe me, if you mess up, no one will even care the very next day. So, don't be afraid of messing up and learning. We all mess up and we learn. That's the part of the process of learning. So, don't be afraid of messing up. Be confident and ace those presentations.